we have started. So our term is coming up pretty fast, January 11th. So that
It is,
probably
man.
need to put
That
that.
means
Feels pretty far away.
Yeah, we need to put on the agenda SAC 3 STV vote. All right,
yeah.
did that. So let's look at
We,
the treasury. How much has it moved? That's it's moved up a little bit.
I mean, it keeps getting massive amounts of Atlas added to it, so you would hope it goes up sometimes.
yeah, those crescent fees.
So that number plus that
Is that
number
a billion?
is wait, no, it went down. Wait, that can't possibly be right. Hold on. 1 billion? No. No.
Atlas? Why not?
Oh, token balance. I was looking at the wrong number. Okay.
We
900,000.
wish.
There
We
we go.
wish we had a
I was
billion
like,
in the
13
balance
billion?
in
That
the
doesn't make
treasury.
any sense whatsoever. Okay,
If we
1
had $1
3.
billion, now okay, you can pay council members.
Okay, so it went up
Yes,
like
please.
6,000 right there. And then the ecosystem fund, it was at 180. Again. And now it's at we must have made a little bit of a payment last time. It went down by $300. Let's see what happened. Oh, it must have been volatility. Okay, so no transactions, but it went down $300 for volatility. Okay. Yeah. Pip tracker. I did update the pip tracker with stuff. Dowcaster roll is I don't think it's gotten through Glenn. I'll need to poke him again today. But it's at Glenn
Got to
right now.
make one other modification. I've got to remove Automata's name from it. I thought that was the clarification that they wanted a kill switch from Automata or the council, but
Yeah, I think we can own that one.
Automata doesn't want their name in it, so it'll just be the council.
Just cancel the shit out of that pip.
Just cancel the shit out of it.
Wait, you're gonna modify it again?
Yep.
Oh.
Just to remove Automata's name.
Okay. All right, just at me then when it's done.
Yeah, we'll do.
And tell me where it is, because last time when I tried to redo I spent like 20 minutes on every single section. It was, if it's just one little piece, then just let me know. It wasn't your fault. It was just
this will literally be one little piece.
for some
the
reason
language where it says that
correct.
Automata or the council can freeze or withhold or stop payments, it'll just become the council.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, just replacing Automata with the council twice, I think.
Yeah. Automata came back and told us that PIP 19 is up for vote. It'll go up for vote tomorrow.
Yeah, so technically Sunday in the US, technically Monday in Europe.
Oh, is that what it is?
But it's already posted. I updated I logged the draft. I created the PIP voting, and I updated all the links and the tags.
Just is that what you did? Okay, got it. All
so
right.
that one goes to vote this Sunday, and 2 weeks later we'll know if that's going to work. And that's supposed to be a comprehensive PIP that will have 4 votes, one every 3 months, just like the DAO cast.
Yeah. All right. Anything updating the spreadsheet accounting?
I don't know.
No
I don't think
payments
we
have been
have done
made.
any disbursement since.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I updated that 19 wasn't sent to Automata. I need to add that 19 is now starting vote.
Yeah.
Team voting has started as of tomorrow. And then I sent Dowcasters for approval 5 days ago. So I'll be sending it again. Okay. Any other accomplishments?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll have working groups ready too. That's also up for approval.
Yeah, I started. I replaced the bottom left, like dates that we don't ever use, with a little dashboard instead that I think should be
I
much
like
more
that.
useful. So I just counted all of our accomplishments each month since we've been a council, and it's been 68, which is a good number, and 5 pips have passed since our term started, and we've paid out 43.3 million Atlas.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I feel that's infinitely more useful.
I hope someday we look back and we see 43 million Atlas and we feel like the guy that paid 2,000 Bitcoin for a pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that one can go now.
It'll feel good to have that much regret of, man, I was
Right?
selling Polish emissions when they were like 8 cents. Now it's worth $57.
We
Yeah.
spent millions of Atlas in beer.
Yeah. All right, so we need the agenda for today would be SAC 3 STV vote. We also need to talk about PIP accountability. Thing
Yes.
we started yesterday. What else do we need to talk about today?
I think that will sum it up.
Hmm?
Because the other stuff we advanced, I think that would probably it. Because the other stuff we advanced this week is just with Automata.
Yeah. Oh, I need to post my the refresh PIP.
Oh, the refresh.
Yeah, I
you,
just
you're
need to
ready
post it
post
in
that on
ideas.
ideas whenever
Yeah.
you're ready.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Yeah, whenever you have time, no rush.
Damn, I forgot. My own PIP. Or our PIP. Our PIP. We're a council. We're a team. We're our PIP.
Your real project is Little Answer, okay? So don't
Yeah.
feel guilty.
I know.
Good.
All right. So let's back up these dates for STV vote. If SAC 2 term ends
Okay, so
January
look,
11th,
whenever our term ends, we need before that a whole month of overlap. So that would be December 12th. We need to have an elected council.
need elected council by December 12th. All right.
Which means that we need to have elections started by November, 20 something, 2 weeks before that.
Oh,
2
wow,
weeks?
that makes it feel closer.
Wait, hold on. Don't they need like an extra week or something?
It's 2 weeks of elections, I think. Let me check really
Okay,
quick
all right.
here in
So
your proposal. I can go back and look really quick.
okay, wait, election PIP will go for 2 weeks, okay? And then we need what, like an announcement period, don't we? Like the nomination
So
period?
before the 2 weeks of election, we have 2 weeks of campaign, and before the 2 weeks of campaign, we have 2 weeks of self-nomination.
Oh my gosh.
So we are about to start this process in a couple of weeks.
I'm glad you brought that up because this is like right around the corner now.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
I know. There's a lot of steps, and we did purposely make that overlap, so there's like a training time for
Yeah.
the people coming
Hey,
to
Signal.
transition.
Signal, you use your AI buddy. If the term, if we need them, or if our term ends January 11th, and all of this needs, what date are we looking at then?
I have a calendar here. I can help.
No, I want to see Signal's AI buddy come to help.
What's the question?
Don't tell
I'm
AI all our
kidding.
secrets, man.
Carlos will get to it fast. We're looking for a date.
All right. Okay, so let me set my calendar in month and let me go to December. So we're done when? December?
We're done January 11th.
I mean, January 11th. So let me mark it here. January 11th, this is
You said
canceled.
December 12th is when we need them elected by. 2 weeks
Yeah,
before
which is
that is November 28th. 2 weeks before that is November 14th. And 2 weeks before that is October 31st.
Halloween.
Looks like.
All right, so I am at the election. I'm just making notes in my calendar so I can
Does that make
reference it later.
sense
So
to you?
December 11, election for council starts, right? No, that's
Just
when
check,
the new council
just check my dates
starts.
here.
New council starts.
I'm
Overlap.
excited for elections. Let's freaking go, man. Let's bring the hype. I
I'm
hope a bunch of
scared.
people actually apply this time, not like 3 people.
Do you all agree with my dates here? Our term
And then
ends
we
January
said that
11th.
what that November 27th is when the elections start.
28th.
No, that's when the voting start, right? Yeah,
The election
elections
pip.
start.
Yeah.
That's the 20. Did you said 28th or 27th?
28th.
Okay, let me change here.
If you
28th.
look at the screen share, you'll see it right there.
No, I know, but I'm in my calendar right now making the
Oh,
notes. So
okay.
if you don't mind,
Yeah,
if you don't
election
mind, and
pip
then 2 weeks
would go
before this, 2 weeks before this, we have the election. The how do you
campaign
call that?
period.
The
The
running
campaign
time
period,
campaign.
which will be
So
November
are we gonna
14th.
set that on the 14th,
Yeah.
or do we want to set it on the 12th on a brew?
Sure.
They normally
That's
do
a
a brew,
smart
but I
idea.
imagine the brew would be the 19th, right?
No, if you push to the 19th, then that'll shorten their campaign period,
No, no,
which
no.
is
What I
fine.
mean, the brews are Wednesdays. So the
Yeah.
only Wednesday we have there is the 19th. So I guess that works. So
Well,
we
wait.
could either
When is
do it the
Thanksgiving?
14th or the 12th. Huh?
What day is Thanksgiving?
Yes.
No. What day?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know, like the 21st or something like that. It
It's on
Hold
sounds
on.
right.
Thursday, so it must
So
be
wait,
the
the 28th
27th,
is
right?
Black Friday. The 27th is Thanksgiving. How about we just tack it
Yeah.
all on Wednesdays so that we don't get that
All
mixed up
right.
with
So I'm
that
gonna
stuff.
put November 12th for the campaign period start.
Yeah, and so then the November 26th is when we'll go live for 2 weeks.
And that way in the brew they can
then
announce
the
the people that
12th,
ran that is running. I think it will be great. And
and
then
that
the next brew is
means
the debate.
and then that means October 29th is when the self-nomination period starts.
That is correct.
All right. And that means that they'll be elected December 10th. Okay, that'll work. So something I didn't like last time, not didn't like, something I think we should improve upon this time is that crossover period. I didn't feel like it was much of a crossover period. I feel like
There
we should
wasn't because this rule starts this time.
Okay. So when they come in this time and they get elected, all right, they are not the council yet. They are the council
No,
starting January 12th.
correct. But they
Agreed?
have
Okay.
council access to our meetings and they can give
Right.
opinions even. But we still the active council until the end of the January. But they will
The
be
Okay.
same
there.
thing that happened with us.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
if we have an internal meeting with Michael, they will be that we should have at least one. They should come, and they will see the process. We will tell them everything about the permissions for the knowledge base and all that stuff.
Okay. So SAC 3 will have council access starting December 11th. SAC 3 term will start January 12th. So they can come to all our stuff. They're listening. They're in listening mode.
They're listening, or they can even give opinions, but still our call. They don't
No.
have any council powers yet.
They're not allowed to have opinions. They're not even elected yet.
They're allowed to have opinions before they're elected.
That's
You
true,
don't
but
have to convince
not
me
in
to
our
be a
space.
tyrant.
I don't know. I don't think that they should be telling us anything yet if we're letting them listen in on stuff.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
That's my
that's
we
opinion.
could play it as we get there.
again,
Alright.
we are the ones that have the power for that month, so it's up to us if we allow them to give opinions or not. I think it wouldn't hurt to see their
There's two.
perspectives while we're transitioning.
Yeah, there's two scenarios really, Lancer. Either this person who is sitting in this meeting with you is now your peer, and you're going to be working with them for like the next 6 to 9 months anyway. So why not get used to listening to them and talking to them? The other scenario is you're not on council anymore. This person's replacing you. Then who gives a shit what their opinion is? They're off into the sunset.
You do make a good point. You do make a good point. I'll give
Those
you
are your
that.
two scenarios.
Alright. Alright, but I think my scenario is if we have something that we're trying to push and get done before our term ends, I don't want it kind of muddied up because of confusion and who has the authority.
Right. No, but
Yeah,
this is
no,
the
they
thing.
have no authority.
If we all want to pass something and the other 5 new elected council members vehemently oppose it, we still pass it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Because
Then
we
we're on the
still
same
have
page.
that, during that month. But it would be nice to see the different opinions and the contrast and how things are gonna slowly move differently, if that's the case, which I doubt.
Okay. That's fair. All right. So then we'll plan for everything pops off October 29th. What do we need to have for that self-nomination period to start?
So the self-nomination, no, nothing. We just that normally Santi arranged that.
Oh,
It's
he
just a
does?
Google
Okay. So
form.
we don't have to declare anything in the announcements?
I think we will, and we will publicize
So
this and try to
Signal
bring as much engagement as
will
possible.
publicize the announcement posts. Right, Signal?
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go.
All right.
We'll
Bada bing,
throw a
bada
nice
bizzle.
bounty party, reveal party
Yeah.
All
in
right.
Philadelphia.
That means he'll do that. And either Carlos, probably you or I will copy paste the election pip.
Yeah.
Right. And then it'll go up for vote. I don't think we need to push it through ideas. We just do it. Yeah.
No, yeah, that correct. That only
All right.
that directly goes to vote.
Okay. And then council gets elected.
So, but the dates I have here is October 29, December 12th. No, I mean November 12th, and then November 28th. You said 29 now.
26th.
26th. You want to move it to the Wednesday as well?
Yeah. Put everything on a Wednesday because it's right before all the holidays. It's before Halloween. It's before Thanksgiving.
Okay. Because they can announce the stuff on Wednesday, and then and upload the vote on the government page, and then the vote could start on the 28th.
If we start on the 26th, I think that'll be better, in my opinion.
Okay.
It'll be before Thanksgiving. It'll be before Black Friday. People can get their vote in early if they want to, and then they can go holiday without feeling rushed.
All right. Let me change here in my calendar so I don't have a conflicting
October
thing.
29th.
26th, right?
October 29th, November 12th, November 26th.
November
And then
26th. There
and
you
then
go.
elections will conclude December 10th.
Is this another 9-month term?
Yes.
Yeah.
From now on, they're 9
Unless
month
we
terms.
changed it again. I like 9
No,
months. I thought that was a good number.
We should change it to 5 years, just as the last minute.
Yeah.
That should be our last act as council.
Our parting gift. Yes, 9 months felt like
Yeah.
it was just the right amount of time to get used to what was happening and then figure out what to do about it.
Yeah, 100%. I
Yeah.
think 9 months is a good term.
Right on. Okay, is
And
that
then
all we need to talk
say
about,
that by
Carlitos?
December 10th?
December
You
10th.
said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Elections conclude.
Beautiful. And then a month later, they are on their own.
And then Their term begins January 12th.
It does. Well, our turn it ends on the 11th. Yeah, correct. So they start on the 12th.
Yeah. Cool, man. How about that? We're already planning our off ramp.
I'm going to start planning Saturdays.
How fascinating.
Yeah.
I know,
in
right?
February.
Do we have
Who's
to do
running
anything?
again? Are either of you running? Trump's gonna be around forever.
Do we have to do the STV, like anything special for the STV, or just goes by itself?
Yeah, that's that. They got that.
Okay.
Sinner got that. I don't know, Signal. I want to get my time back, and I want to give focus back to my other projects. So ideally, I'm not running. But if I feel like that the DAO is in a really shit position and it needs us, I might as well. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't
Carlos
think
to
that's
the
going to be the case,
rescue.
though. I think there's cool people around that should run.
Yeah.
I know
I
Gene
really
is
hope we see a
passionate
good
about it.
amount of people.
It's not nearly as bad as it's not nearly as scary. It is a little bit of work, but it's fun, man. I loved it.
Yeah.
All right. If there's nothing else we need to talk about for them, we'll do SAC 3. We'll call that SAC 3 elections. There we go. Let's go on to PIP accountability. And we're not going to say any names in particular right away. We'll just go as a generality.
I'm not gonna this time. I'm not gonna mention Raspi.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just Carlos.
And I'm gonna mention
Or Theo.
the AI people making
All right.
the
No.
AI
Let's
bot
just
that you're gonna have.
let's just approach this. Shut up. All right. Let's just approach this from the beginning. All right. We have
Literally nobody did anything. That's the story. Is the only pips that actually did something were for a party over in Europe somewhere, and everything else didn't happen.
well, Rogue Data Hug seemed to have gone, right? By default. He just kept doing it. No, not Rogue Data Hub.
Yeah.
Dang it. The other one. What, Theo? No, that's Enos.
Theo?
I don't know.
Raiden.
Yeah, they haven't
Raiden.
delivered that.
Raiden. I meant Raiden.
Well, Raiden's kept going, right?
That's
but
what I
he
mean.
didn't
Raiden
do
by
it in
default.
Yeah.
Raiden by default did it.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
Right.
So let's just say from the beginning, we have a pip. The pip says they're going to do something, and we're going to pay them to do that thing. So now that we're starting to see the pips are not doing the things they're supposed to be doing in the time they're supposed to be doing, what do we want to do about that? Carlos thought maybe I was being too intense when I started considering some stuff, let's call it. But now that stuff is looking like maybe we need to start doing some of that. What do you think,
No,
Carlos?
and don't get me wrong. Listen, the only thing I was against was as a council member advising on changing the Atlas ode to someone arbitrarily.
We can
That's
come up
all
with a
I'm
formula.
opposed to. If that's based ahead of time when they're doing the PIP, if that's part of the feedback, if that's part of some conditions that we add, I'm okay with it. I'm just not okay with changing what people voted arbitrarily and we just pull a number for us and we decide, okay, this is your punishment. That's what I'm against, basically. However, if you have deliveries and you are paid after deliveries and you're not giving deliveries, we are not paying you.
Right.
And we need to make sure that we don't do that mistake again. Because in Raspi's case, because it was several votes, we gave him the whole portion of his first vote, and now we don't have the deliveries, and we are not sure how to go about it.
Right. So I think we all can agree that if you haven't delivered anything, you're not going to get paid. Signal, you agree?
That is, yes.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
All right, I agree. Okay, now here's the harder one. Once we've paid someone and they don't deliver, now what do we do about it?
So this is the caveats where we need to see what are the possibilities of delays. And this is part of the PIP process when we talk about contingency problems and foresee issues. It's just that part that nobody really cares, and it just gets put with whatever. And now we are realizing that we have to be a little more strict on that side.
Yeah.
So we need to start assuming that there's a 50% chance that people won't deliver, and what's going to happen in that case. And we need to make some new rules to enhance that security in our knowledge base. So they are at least, in print. They are part of the PIP. They are part of the feedback, and it's part of our DAO contract, right?
Yeah.
It's a shame. I mean, you're right. We all kind of just started with like the naiveness, which like we shouldn't have had, but like we all start with the naiveness of, well, of course they're going to do the thing that they said they're going to do, and practically nobody has. So
Yeah,
it's
and if they don't do it, we assume they were going to be on top of it. They were going to be explaining what was going on, and this is the reason, and
right.
this is not, and this is what we have so far, and this is why this didn't work the way we planned. But so far, we get nothing. We get smoke and
Right.
mirrors.
So
No, it's
I
bullshit.
have a lot of experience in this. In my job, my real job, we assess penalties and we oversee this type of stuff all the time. That's how I already knew to give you this list. I hadn't even gotten to the court cases. That's not even on this list. That's like the nuclear option. You take them to court. All the soft stuff you do before that is how you equalize, rectify, recover things. So this is what we do in real life, my real life at least. Just instead of Atlas, you say money, like dollars.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're
these
not
things,
inventing anything here.
yeah, we're not inventing anything new here. So I don't have to pull any numbers out of my butt. All I have to do is just pull a formula and to assess a penalty for, and it's structured time value of money. That's all you got to do to assess the penalty for what's owed.
And that's fine. And as long as that's clear and it's explained before the vote goes on, I'm fine. I just don't want to apply those things retroactively.
Well, now we have to,
Does
because
that
in
make more
Raspi's
sense now?
situation, we've already paid him.
Yes, I know.
Okay, all right, cool.
But
So you and I are on the
so,
same
so
page
now
then.
that one doesn't qualify for that because we already paid.
Well, we do this last one. Request some of these sent
Yes,
back and
no,
see.
that one I agree 100%.
Okay,
Everything
all right.
that you have in that list, I agree 100%. The only caveat is that one that I didn't like, and I wouldn't mind it if it's a rule that is implemented now and it applies from now forward.
Okay.
As long as and this is in the case that they are being punished and they still deliver. That I'm assuming that because you deliver late, you are being penalized with a discount.
I think
Right?
not for me. I don't feel the need to penalize someone if they're late. I think unless we feel different as a council, I'm okay not
Because
being
that's what I
so.
understood from that rule, because otherwise it gets covered by the other thing that if you don't deliver, we don't give if you don't do the milestone, we don't keep funding. We
Right,
don't
true.
continue funding.
So there'll be a point at which I think we all decide, like, if it's been 6 months, then you don't get that milestone payment. We'll
Yeah, so the
deduct it
way I
and
understood this is like, hey, you promised this for May, it's June, so now instead of 11 million Atlas, we're gonna pay you 9 million Atlas because you are going, into a penalty. That's
Yeah,
what I
okay.
understood from that suggestion.
That to me, that's that's on the harsh end, but that could happen. That's definitely what I meant. Yeah.
Okay.
I honestly
Okay.
think almost all approvals should just be like, it got approved, so it goes into an escrow or it's earmarked as like a bounty, and then you show that you did the thing you were supposed to do, and then you get the money.
Okay. Yeah.
We also have to
Yeah.
be careful not to make the process too complex. And
Sure.
we do want people to do projects. We just want to hold them accountable.
Yeah.
And,
All
and
right. So
there is
let's
always
make
some
a.
risk when you're funding projects to strangers on Discord. There's always a risk that things are not going to work out the way they sold it in the beginning,
Yeah.
because they might not be even qualified to do what they thought they were qualified for.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
yeah, we need to do a better job in making sure that we split those payments in a way that if it doesn't go the way we plan, at least we don't lose the whole PIP. We just we just lose a fraction, and that way we minimize. Because again, I don't think for the amounts that we are handling here, it's worth to go to court and to get into lawyers. So it's better just to in a more practical way limit our exposure.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
agree. That's why I like the escrow system, meaning I'm not suing you over money that I gave you and you never did anything. You physically never got the money until you did the thing.
Yeah.
But some people do need the money though to start something, and we do want to support people that will need that little push to start. It's just we shouldn't blindly trust anyone in Discord and just give them the whole pip in advance, because then we're in this situation where they're not delivering and we are not sure what to do, because the money's there, even if they are not spending them, even if some part of the community still trust them. We as the council, we are just we just have what they give us, and they're not giving us much.
So then let's decide on milestones. We already kind of decided that up front, where we need them to start doing milestones in the timeline. So what about if we impose a ceiling for how much they're allowed to request for milestone 1?
I agree. I was going to suggest that.
Okay.
The first milestone should never be over 50% of the total value of the PIP, and that's being really generous. So I'm okay to listening to other options, 30% or
Signal, what do you
whatever.
think? 50% high or low? Signal on mute.
No, I'm on mute. I'm not on mute. I
He
heard
was
drum
thinking.
talking and then he cut
Oh,
out.
okay. What I asked was, Signal, what do you think? Is 50% high or low?
For a ceiling for what
Yeah, the
you can
first
get starting
milestone.
out.
Carlos said the first
third
milestone
milestone.
should never be over 50%. What do you think? Is that high or low?
I genuinely believe you should get nothing unless you can show costs. And then you can expense for costs against the escrow. So, like, if it's, hey, we got to buy T-shirts and we got to buy packets and we got to do this stuff, like they did for, like the Comet meetup, for instance, they could show receipts and expenses for all of that. So then you could release those funds. And but if your case is no, I need the money right now because of expenses tied to doing this, okay, then just incur those expenses and then file receipts and then we'll compensate you for them. But I think that the default percentage that you get just walking in is 0, and accomplish the task or file expenses and you'll be reimbursed for them, or you'll be paid when you complete the task. I think that's the real lesson here. Meaning, like Raspy, his costs were 0. Like, for lack of a better term, like for making all this stuff, like he didn't have anything to lay out to go, well, here's why I need $13,000, making up a number, but like right away. When we approve the PIP, the whole thing gets earmarked, sent to an escrow, and if he has expenses tied to making a film or doing these other things, he can roll up those individual expenses and receipts and get compensated for them, but he only gets the nut after he accomplishes the goal.
Well,
That makes sense. That's
Wait,
a
my
little
turn.
harsh, but it does make perfect sense with the situation right now. I could see how we could make a rule that if you have done and delivered a PIP in the past, that reputation gives you leverage to do things differently the second time.
I'd be
and
good
and
with
maybe,
that, kind of like a
and
social
maybe
credit score.
you can ask something in advance. Now, once you have gone through the process and you are a trusted DAO, author, like to encourage people to also, build on that reputation. And
I would think we should
we
settle
would
at
have to talk with the foundation about that escrow and how that would work, which I imagine it shouldn't be something difficult.
I
But I
think
think
it
it's a
shouldn't
great way to
exceed more
protect
than
ourselves. We're
30%.
never chasing anybody because we never paid them money for things they didn't do.
Right.
I come in the middle.
It's
I
like we
think
can work
oh
on
my
what we'll do when we pay people that we shouldn't have paid and how we're going to try to come after them after the fact and all this other stuff. Or we can just adopt a policy that makes it impossible for that to happen.
It's again, I think it's a little harsh, but it makes complete sense, and I cannot think of a solution that is easier and is as sustainable as that one, because that's what we have done with other initiatives that we have taken later, like Iris Bounty. But yeah, sure. You wanna throw a party in $500? That's fine. Just send us the receipts, send us the pictures, send us the video. Okay, you did have the party. Okay, we see here that these were the codes. Okay, here you go.
Yeah, that's not a really high bar. If I was doing something for the DAO, like some random AI BS or something like that, like I would have zero issues with, oh yeah, no, don't pay me until I've accomplished it. If I have hard expenses that are tied to it, I'll just roll them up to you and get reimbursed for them out of that pot while I'm doing it. But to me, that's super fair.
I come in the middle. I don't think it should be above 30%. And I like the social credit idea. If they complete a PIP successfully, then we can bump that up to 50. For me, in my business dealings, there's a number of services and products, or mostly services, that require half up front. Like if you have someone building something for you, or graphics, I've had to pay half up front because that's how you reserve their time and their services. So if I have a
Yeah, I just make
$10,000
the
job,
person prove why they need that. That's all.
like an invoice.
Yeah, I'd make the default stance 0%. And then you have to lay out and itemize and show your expenses, to be able to get some of that back up front to be able to take care of yourself. But if it's like, hey, I got to pay vendors, I got to do this, I got to do that. Okay, cool. Just swipe a card and send me the invoice. And we'll reimburse you against those expenses.
Okay, so there is a caveat here. So you said zero money unless you actually need it and can prove it.
Yeah,
Right. You
unless you
have
can
to be
produce an
able to
invoice.
show. You have to be able to show incurred expenses.
Well,
Okay.
difference between an expense that you've paid or an invoice. You okay with an invoice?
I'm okay with an invoice.
I think I could settle on an invoice. Yeah. Yeah, I think we could settle on that. 0% to me seems really harsh, like Carlos. I agree with Carlos on that.
The alternative is we need some convoluted policy on how to chase people when we pay them and they didn't do what they're supposed to do. I'm
Well,
just
that's what
trying to avoid us having to do that part.
That's fair. Yeah, that I can't argue against that. Like that's what we're stuck with right now with Raspy. Because now we got to talk
Right. I
about,
want to
well, how
make
many
it. I
times.
want to make it possible to even have that situation.
All right. So, Carlos, are you against 0%, or are you saying, yeah, you could be convinced if it had certain conditions?
Yeah, I'm like you. I think it's a little harsh, but I also understand why it makes perfect sense. I would love to hear what Buddy and Emperor think about it, and the one and only.
I think it's probably a good idea.
It's definitely a good item to consider, because it's the easiest solution. It's just that shield us completely against the bad cases, but it hinders a little bit of the good cases. That's my only worry. I don't want to. I understand some projects are forcing us to do this. It's just let's talk about it. Let's see what everyone. I think it's fair, but
I agree.
But I would love to be able to help other people that actually have a plan and a good initiative, and maybe don't have the money because they are from Thailand or they are from somewhere else.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like the 0% plus social credit score that you guys loved. Like, you start off like it's 0%. You got your first PIP approved. You can itemize expenses. You can get reimbursed for them and stuff like that. But you're not getting paid unless you actually deliver. Then when you've actually been around and you've delivered for the DAO, and successfully accomplished something, then maybe bump it up to 50%. Or something like that you could file for up front. And maybe then after you did that, you could even file for 100.
We should create a role that is called like trusted author or something like that, and give that role to people that have gone through the process and have followed the rules and has delivered on time, like the comment guys did. And then we can just keep it. 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 because it doesn't
Yeah,
matter if
100%.
it's a web page, if it's an AI, or if it's a party. You still have to go and do it and deliver. And these guys made an amazing job. And everything they promise, they
Exactly.
deliver. And they, even subvert the expectations.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. If the comic people came back, like they should get a social credit score. They should be able to get 50% up front or something like that. So they do have
I
less
book that
trouble
team
getting
can ask,
support.
now for in the next time they can ask for whatever they want. As long as they get voted yes, they will get it, because I trust them now. I know that they put their work where their mouth is.
Okay. All right. So we'll agree to bring in Bodie and Emperor, get their thoughts before we settle on a vote then. But Signal proposed 0%, was also willing to pay invoices ahead of time. Carlos proposed a DAO reputation score. And if you do more than one pip, then you can go up to X%. I definitely support that X% one. And to me, I'm easy either way. I think it should be more than 0, but if it is 0, there should be clear like invoices. We can pay that. I don't want to stifle someone who has a great execution strategy. These don't have the dollars in their bank account to upfront something, which is the whole point of the DAO, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, so then let's talk about the tough elephant in the room. Then, the funds recovery process. So we have two instances. One is actually there's only one instance. Raspies, we paid what, 10 grand or something like that.
Something, whatever the 5%
Right.
was.
$8,000.
Okay, 10
$8,000
grand.
in change.
All right. So what process do we want to put into place to begin what we need to do to protect the DAO? We could first off
I think
start
for
with
starters, we would
follow-ups.
just ask him to come to this next meeting next week, and actually represent himself here.
Okay, so Discord follow-ups is the first thing, which is what I've been doing. Then Signal, you think we should invite to DAO council meeting?
Yeah, meaning especially since he's been paid by the DAO at this point, he 100% has zero reasons not to be able to show up for a meeting and, and talk about what's going on. And that starts with us getting an official record. If he shows up, we get a bunch of different updates. If he doesn't show up, it's a record that he didn't show up. We can go from
Okay.
there.
So, Carlos, what do you
I
think?
think that's a pretty good step one, is asking the person who seems to be potentially delinquent, okay, well, we're having our council meeting on Saturday. Please show up, and we're going to talk about this as a thing. And if you don't
and
show up,
people
we're still going to talk about it as a thing. You just won't be there.
and people
Yeah.
should always have the chance to defend themselves and to show their point of view as well. So I'm completely on board with that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's a very healthy step one.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, step 2.
Like,
The next step 1 would
what
be
is getting me the most aggravated, it's not the delays per se, it's the lack of communication and the fact that we have no idea what's going on. And at this point, this could be a normal delay or this could be a complete scam. Like, we don't know.
I agree.
fair. Yeah, that's fair. I don't disagree with that at all. Okay, so that's step 1 and 2. Oops. Stop it.
And the only things I will say in this particular case, which I do think are relevant, is I do know Raspy, personally. He's a doxed person in the world. He's not like an anonymous figure. So he would have pretty high reputational damage if we started making a big fuss that, David Fuchs, that, this film producer guy, rubbed a DAO or did some. I I sincerely don't think it would be his intention, and to take on, that kind of damage over $8,000. I can also say, just knowing him personally, I think he put something like 140 grand into Star Atlas ships and random things like that. Like he is all the way BD in this project and has no path out of it. He's he's definitely, I don't him for the hills,
Okay.
anywhere. But
That's
that
good to
doesn't mean
know.
he hasn't fallen off course.
That's good to know.
No, and
Yeah.
independently of who he is and what he has, he's clearly not taking serious the
I
DAO and the
agree.
community with the funds that he got. Because his
100%.
last message in his thread was in June 6th, if I'm not mistaken. And
Yeah, I fully
he
agree.
he ghosted a bunch of people that offered, gave him feedback and offered to help and point him in different directions. And I'm not the only one. He ghosted me, and he ghosted other people that also told me that. So he's clearly not taking serious the DAO here, and the responsibility of getting those funds,
I
and
fully
because
agree.
all the people voted for it. So independently, if he, all I want is for him to deliver. I don't want any, I don't want this drama at all. I just want him to either deliver, or in the worst case scenario, if he can't, just give back the funds, or settle something, and that we learn from it.
I
Yeah.
agree. I was only saying that we have a lot of recourse. And, like if
And I know Rome is
we
there. Rome supported him, so they, I don't think he's gonna leave Rome in a bad place either. So I'm just hoping that he steers it up, and he's able to to deliver what he promised. He promised a great documentary, and I haven't seen any proof of that.
All right. So what
100%.
about now? Step 3. We invite them. Okay, great. It doesn't cure performance. What do we do next?
If
That's
he
where we
straight up
hire
like
local
doesn't
people
show up,
with bats and
Oh, you're both talking at the same time. Say it. Go. Start again. Carlos.
go signal. Go.
okay. I was about to say, when you say what we do next, I guess that's like a choose your own adventure book, right? Like
Yeah.
and what we do if he shows up and talks to us,
No.
like in like an official session, or what we do next if he doesn't show up at all.
If he
What we do
doesn't,
next,
show up and deliver.
whether or not he shows up or not, if it doesn't work and doesn't cure performance,
And remember,
what is the next step?
he's just he's the example we're using, but this is about how do we proceed in these cases.
Right. I would say if the person shows up, you can't really make any decisions about what your next step is until you hear
No, of
what they
course.
have to say. Yeah. If they don't show up at all, and like you give them the opportunity to have an audience in a hosted session and talk about what's going on to kind of like um, remediate this a bit. If they don't take that option, then I would say at the end of the next brew or at the end of the next like council session, you make like a public post that that they're currently delinquent, that on their proposal. You don't have to throw a lot of emotion into it, but you can just say like the following PIP authors are currently delinquent on their proposals. We are requesting to meet with them at the next council session. And that puts a little more public pressure on them to show up to the next council meeting, and talk. And if they still don't talk, then you kind of have all your answers there. You called them delinquent publicly, they ghosted you twice. Whatever you're going to do next, you're going to do next. But they're clearly at that point not interested in accountability.
Yeah, at that point is when we request the money back, and we hope for the best. Because I don't think we will be able, after that we're a little limited.
Right.
I think the announcement post makes a lot of sense. Yeah. All right.
And the post's intention is to drag them into a council meeting. It's like the first attempt is friendly, like, hey, we need you to come to the next council meeting. If they don't, we discuss the matter anyway, then we formalize the post. And then the post again is, mentioning their delinquency while also pointing out, they're requested to be at the next council meeting to discuss the status of their project. And if they ghost again, then I mean, clearly they don't care about their reputation or accountability at that point.
Yeah. And then we set a bounty hunt.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So make sure I got this down. Step 1, follow up via Discord. Step 2, invite them to a DAO council meeting. Step 3, make an announcement post with a delinquency list to attend the next Saturday DAO council meeting. Step 4, request the funds be sent back to the DAO.
That sounds perfect.
All right.
It starts friendly and it slowly gets stiffer. And, in terms of relations.
When
Okay.
does this protocol get activated? After how long that they have not delivered, or if there's more than a step, like they haven't delivered and they haven't answered and it's been a month, something like that. I
So
think we should
Yeah.
decide
this
on,
step
on
one.
when to activate the protocol, so people know ahead of time also, like, hey, if you're going to be delayed, let us know, so we don't create drama that we don't need. Shit
I say
happens.
no update in 30 days
Wait.
should trigger the sequence.
So I'm thinking 2 follow-ups after their first late milestone.
Okay.
So after they're late, then the clock starts. And I may
Two
follow up
follow-ups,
twice,
what, 2
maybe
weeks
once a
apart,
week.
something like
Yeah, once a week is what I'm thinking.
that? Okay.
That's 2
That
weeks,
works.
really. And that's just for them to like explain. This is all if they all
Yeah,
come
Right.
up with a great idea and yeah, I'm sorry, things happened. I'm like, okay, cool. What's the new plan? Then we don't need to
Right.
continue down this road. This is like we
Yeah.
followed up, no response. We invited them to the DAO council meeting, no response, didn't attend. Make an announcement, post with delinquency, didn't show up, didn't respond. All right, now we request back funds. And after that, then we have to forward it to the foundation.
Right.
That's
Forward
perfect.
to the foundation for action.
That's
That's the last step. And then they get to decide, is it worth it or not to do what they need to do.
Yeah, and they have the what you call the check that they do,
They have the due diligence.
the KYC, the KYC.
Oh, yeah, KYC, KYB. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they can reach out to them by email. They can reach out today by mail address. They can do several things.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So
It could leave
forward
the
to
metaverse
foundation
really quickly.
with with supporting documentation. All right. So
This is good.
after how do I say this? Like after they're late, right? So after being late.
After fail to accomplish milestones, right?
Okay, after milestone failure. That sounds wrong.
Yeah, I would say milestone failure or no communication in 30 days. Even if technically a milestone hasn't failed yet, but you've kind of disappeared from the planet and we have no
There we go.
progress,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
naturally we're going to reach out and ask, hey, what's going on? And then if
Okay.
you're ghosting us multiple times from there, you're automatically in the escalation schedule.
Yep. All right. Now here's our second thing, which is also happening. We haven't paid. Hey,
Pirates.
we haven't paid him, Enos's Theo, but I'm on my second follow up without a response. What do we do now?
If you're on your second follow-up without a response with him, then the next thing is the formal summons to a council meeting
Yeah, I
next
think it's
week.
the same steps. I
So we
think it
wanna
should be
keep the
exactly the
same?
same.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
this will be
We formally
PIP
request you to come to the
progress
council meeting next week to explain progress.
when no PIP money has been paid. All right. So what we want to call this PIP progress something? Question? My brain's all fogged. I can't think of the words right now.
I'm not sure what you're trying
recovery. Like I'm trying to give this a title. First is funds recovery when we've already paid money. This is something recovery when we haven't paid any money. So it's two different processes.
Well, if we haven't paid any money, then there's only like tagging them for basic follow-ups. You can't really escalate them to say that there's no escalation sequence to say that they're delinquent to the
say.
DAO
We
if
could reach.
they've
We
never
could reach.
received anything.
We could do the same escalation and then simply cancel the PIP, so we don't owe anyone any money anymore because they didn't deliver, they didn't report, they didn't come
I
back.
agree. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no,
Yeah.
that makes sense then. And let's have the same escalation sequence that just the end of the other sequence is the PIP gets canceled.
Okay. Now step 4, where we would normally request some funds get sent back. Step 4, we would cancel. But what is the trigger? After you make that announcement post with the delinquency, if they fail to show up at that Saturday DAO Council or communicate with us, then we'll cancel?
I think
Yeah,
so.
if
Or
the
we are allowed
public,
to cancel at that point.
Then we would recommend it to the foundation, right? We'd recommend that cancel the PIP.
Yeah,
yeah,
correct. Because we don't
Okay.
have that authority.
Yep, that's fair. I agree.
Yeah. You're completely right.
someone
Send
passed something, but they had no intention of executing it.
to
You did a Carlos
foundation
on me.
recommendation to cancel the PIP. All right. I think that makes a lot of sense.
And the lawyer on the Caimans is having the final say about canceling shit or not canceling it, or
That'd be the director.
Well, yes, he does. He does because he's in charge of the legal side, so he needs to
yes.
have that power. But as long as the PIP and being more related to Star Atlas information, he would be advised by
Mhm.
Michael.
It'll be the director, like the CEO of the company would make that call. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I think that checks. So we'll recommend canceling the PIP. We'll give him all the documentation and the failed performance, and then we'll see what happens after that. Are there any other
Yeah, those are
situations
kind
we
of-
need to cover?
I think those are it. You paid someone and you're following up, and you haven't paid them yet, but you're following up.
Okay. All right. Let's rehash one more time. Make sure that I got everything down that we.
So do we have the in between case where we paid half or we paid a section and we still owe?
I would
that-
still
that
just
would be
treat
this
that as
part.
you paid them and you're following up.
Yeah, if you pay them any amount, then it triggers this one. The
Okay.
first idea we came up with. So Raspy would trigger the delinquency list. Although he
Yep.
messaged me like last week, so I don't think we're right there yet. He just hasn't responded since I last messaged him. And I asked him to post in
You
the
would
public
still
thread.
summon him.
And
Yeah.
and we need to avoid direct, private messages that
Right,
that
right,
doesn't
yeah,
make
yeah.
any sense.
I
That
told
shouldn't
him
even count.
I told him we need to public in the public Discord so that we can all
We have a
the
thread
same.
with his PIP that's where all the information should be there.
Yeah, I
His
agree.
deliveries, when he posts something, he needs to copy that link there or give the link to us to copy there or whatever. But everything needs to be there, explained and transparent to everyone that is interested, easily to find.
Yeah.
And also,
We
once you
cannot
get to the
be
point in the
digging
process where you have to
X.
be summoned,
What is that?
I was also just going to say, also, once you get to the point in the process where you have to be summoned to an official council meeting to talk about this, you're not able to get out of it by responding to a text. It's now at the point you have to come to the meeting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And
All
if
right.
you have delays, you need
Because
good
that's the
reasons,
next
not
thing people will
excuses.
try
Signal
to
bring
do.
out the big guns.
It's true, though. It's the next thing someone will try to do is they'll ghost you like you've now been formally summoned to a council meeting, and they're like,
They're like, oh
here's some
no.
stuff I'm doing, bro. And you're like, no, you should have done that earlier, man.
All right.
Now you got to come to the meeting.
All right. I support that. I back that. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna summarize it so that we can make sure I got it all down right, and then we'll conclude the meeting. So for PIP accountability, when PIPs don't deliver on the product service that they are being paid to complete, we agree that if they haven't delivered anything, then they're not going to get paid anything. For timeline, dang it. In the timeline section, it will now require milestones. Carlos and Signal, you both disagree, or at least you have different opinions about what the first should be given. Signal, you think 0. Carlos, maybe 50%. I'm somewhere in between, but we all agree that we'll bring in Bodhi and Emperor before that we settle on a good solution there.
And we all agree that a social credit score is valuable.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Carlos, you agree with that?
Yeah,
Did you say social credit score?
DAO
Yeah,
reputation
if you
score.
have been an author
He
of
meant
a
DAO
PIP,
China now?
reputation score.
We're
Yeah.
in China now.
DAO
no, if you have
reputation.
been if you have worked with a DAO before and you have made a PIP and you have delivered, like the comment people, now you have a higher bar of trust where you can ask other things or have the money in advance if you need to or whatever. But you are a trusted author now, and we you have a reputation that you have built with the DAO. That's all.
We can call it credibility
Uh-oh.
score, DAO credibility. I don't care. Whatever it is, if you did it correctly and did it right the first time, maybe we'd give you a little bit more up front than you would for your
Reputation
first time.
history instead of a
Yeah.
score, because we're not actually rating anything. You know.
All right, we got to keep going. So now we have two recovery processes. One is a funds recovery process when we've already paid money. All right, and first step would be 2 follow-ups via Discord, 1 per week, starting with the first late milestone and or no communication, whichever one we feel is more more offending there. Step 2,
Yep.
invite the person to a DAO council meeting here on Saturday. If they don't show, then make an announcement post with a delinquency list for them to attend the next DAO council meeting. It's a week later.
I
And
would
if they
use the
don't-
term summon over invite, but yes.
I like the word invite. It's the same thing. They can decline the invitation, but we're gonna keep escalating.
Right.
No, I like summon. It gives the entire thing a certain splendor, I feel. Like you're a
It's just,
magic,
I don't like
king
it.
or an
I don't like
emperor,
it.
and you're
Thank you.
summoning. Yes,
Invite to the next DAO council the next week, and then step 4, we send the request to them to send the funds back. If they don't, if they refuse, they don't, we forward that to the foundation for them to take action if they deem that's necessary. All right, PIP recovery process when no money has been paid, but it's clear that them completing the PIP is in danger of timeline. Same process, step 1 through 3. Only in step 4, we're not going to ask for any money back because we haven't sent any. So we'll send this case to the foundation and request that they cancel the PIP. All in all, we're looking at 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. That's 4 weeks after a failed milestone.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again,
If
at
you
any
got dragged
point,
away,
they could extend themselves just by communicating properly.
Yeah.
correct.
If
As
they
long as they're in
communicate,
communication, that's never gonna get triggered.
right.
Yeah, you only really
they-
get the business if you're missing stuff and also ghosting the DAO.
All right. So we agree on the above. We're going to bring in Bodhi and Emperor so that we can get their perspective before we set some things in motion with knowledge base. And yep, then we'll bring it to the internal, like we talked about yesterday. All right,
Sounds
that's it.
good.
Beautiful. I like it.
How about that? All right. Thank you everybody for attending. And wait, I need to do a screenshot. All right, cool. Good to go. Have a great day, everybody.
Have a good one,
Alright,
guys.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
That sultry voice just